Hey guys, what is up? This is Void of Dust Gaming, and I have the feeling I'm sweating away. It's almost 40 degrees here in Germany, and who should I pick better for today's video than Ignis? Because Ignis will be relevant today and tomorrow, as he's the one who has the flames, he's torching around, and the weather outside feels pretty much as if Ignis would be living next to my door. So check him out. This is the new July update. You can see it on the battlefield, which looks really nice and really much like the Switch version. And I have been playing against Atel and Us in the beginning on the middle lane as the new Ignis, who has been buffed recently via the July update, and therefore we're gonna have a closer look on what has changed, not in terms of pure numbers, but in terms of gameplay. And I have to admit, the beginning of the game is bullshit. I have some actions. I can't blame the heat because of that, because it wasn't that warm on the evening that I've been playing it. You can see it on the timestamp at the end of the video. But unfortunately, it is that I have some brain farts that caused me to do things which I usually wouldn't do, or usually you wouldn't see them because I would not release videos with brain farts like that. So be prepared for some not awesome stuff to happen. And here comes the same effect as you can see in the Diochan video that I have been releasing yesterday. Ignis is someone who has a pretty low cooldown, 3 seconds on his first skill. That's literally nothing, and the problem is that the cooldown reduction will kick in later in the game, so that cooldown of 3 seconds will be even less. So you can imagine how much money you're gonna waste if you use your spell unwisely. You will run into an empty mana bar pretty much any second, so you have to refresh it all the time, and you can avoid that by playing more carefully, by picking the situations where you want to use it a little bit more with what's going on in mind. And now comes the ult, and that's where Ignis starts to make fun, because the first two spells are pretty much poke spells. The first spell is one that's gonna cause a splash damage behind the enemy that has been targeted, which is pretty nice to come into the backline and deal not that much damage, but at least some damage, so that's quite nicely. I don't know why I'm going in here like that. I have the feeling that Lindis is gonna help me. Unfortunately, she doesn't, and that makes us not move into the fight as the two of us. I have been stuck on the wall here, and the last enchantment of that stupid butterfly basically got me killed. But it was, as I said, that was a risky gameplay, that was a stupid gameplay, so I just got my bill for that, and I have been killed, and I think that was pretty much well deserved. And fun fact, it did not teach me a lesson at all, because you will see other situations like that in the video, and they're coming quite soonish. So be prepared for something stupid to happen again after this scene. Item-wise, I'm using pretty much the standard build with the combination of Orb of the Magi and some boots. I always upgrade the Phoenix tier first, and I upgrade the boots second. And then I'm going for the Orb of the Magi, because that will give you some stacks during the time, which makes you stronger. And the damage output is fair enough, like that's a good damage that you get there. And as I said, second brain fart moment, don't get me started. So my team catches Valor here. Okay, so you can see we have those strange moments on both teams. 5-3, 2 deaths coming from me. That's of course not a statistics that you want to have and that you like. Still, Ignis is pretty good for farming and clearing minion waves, so you will put some pressure on that middle tower pretty easily, and they did not really defend it that much. So you can see that Telenas was kind of she was kind of like put to the role she did not really want it to have. So now she is back in her natural habitat, which is the bottom lane, and she's fighting with her companion Alice against Lumber and Lindis, which I think is a pretty decent matchup. That's pretty nice. And here you can see that I'm actually not able to withstand Valheim, but I'm able to get him here. And the problem, of course, is that Butterfly is paying attention to the map, having a good vision on what's going on. Eventually Valheim pinged. Unfortunately, I can't see that, not even in the rewind, because I did not capture the video from their perspective. So it could have been that he was asking for assistance and Butterfly basically just sealed the deal. Pretty decent gameplay from them. And yeah, there we go again. 1-3. Good thing is this video is not being about 10 deaths or something, so we will be on my death toll pretty soonish. Arthur doesn't stand a chance against Omen. Omen is still pretty strong on the solo lane in a duel scenario, so be careful with him. He seems a bit outdated and a bit old, but it is just not the case that Omen is weak or kind of not suitable to do things anymore. Now comes the brain fart moment number 3. I was thinking that I was being there with Arthur battling the tower and trying to get in here. Did not really hit Omen that well. And now comes Butterfly. No, Telenas again. And Omen has, of course, his ult ready. Captures me here with his kind of cagey chain thing. And of course they are going to mow me down. There wasn't anything that I can do against them. But again, what was I thinking? There was nothing that I could do against it. So we lose another tower just because we were spreading out. Arthur was basically going down and having some fun up there in the bottom. And now we are back on track. We are going into... We're now going into actually some team fight role, which is something that is helpful for us, because the more we are, the better it is. Omen's pretty low here. I'm putting some pressure on the tower. I always like to just lay down one of my area of effect templates, just because it is kind of a hindrance. Like, you don't want to go in there. You know that this is going to cause some damage. So, and here we go. Perfect ult. I hit Omen just correctly. Did enough damage to get him. And with the combination of Lindis and I, we have been able to get everything 90 feet. As I see Alice move, I was able to put down the template in a way that I thought she was going to enter the template. So I did not put it on top of her, but I put it in a way that I thought, like, okay, I'm going to get it. And it actually worked out pretty well. Against Telenas, I have to move out, because the problem is that her range is longer than mine. So if she can attack me, that means I can't hit her with my spells. And that is not the best scenario that you want to achieve. So I'm going back, playing careful, and not overextending myself into a bad situation. Lumbo and Arthur go in here on the Telenas, which is actually what we were planning on. Like, I didn't, but in terms of the team, we should go for something like that. We should occupy vision and go into scenes like that. And now she gets the full package, ult, and followed by many spells from our team. There was nothing that she could do against it. Like, even a full tanky Alice does not stand a chance against the full power of a whole team. Besides Florentino, he's camping on the... I don't know what Florentino even does. Like, using my sprint here again. I think sprint is a really nice summoner spell, or talent as they call it here, in order to get out. And you will have a double buff And that's just a wasted ult. But on the other hand, it means that Lindis, Telenos, is not going to kind of try to challenge the tower, because there's not that much that she can do against it. And now we've got the tower with the full forces of the 3 people left, and there is actually just one thing to do, and that means clear those other waves and push them as fast as possible as well.
Ignite away.
Gives me a magic ring with ability cooldown, but I go for the spooky Scoopy Mask immediately. Like, that wasn't on my build plan on that position, but it doesn't really matter because it gives me some armor pierce, and that's something that is well needed against an even beefier butterfly. Because of my team and the contribution here, I'm able to sneak out of Omen's ult. If not for Lumbor, I would not have been able to do so. So really nice gameplay here in that scene, distracting the enemy from me, offering himself as a suitable target, and that caused the enemy to basically attack the wrong one and attack me instead of other people. My ult was wasted here, but I'm still, you can see how careful I am at the moment, not trying to get into any range of any enemy, because that is just something that would kill me. My health is now being back on the track. It was fairly low, up to, I think it was down to 2 bars of health, I guess. But now we are going to push even further, because that's just how we roll. We've got the minions in our back. There are 7 seconds is the lowest thing that the enemy is actually able to do. But we decide to, I think we're going back. Yeah, we're going back now. But it's just gonna be one big attempt to actually finish the fight. Re-rally here. Using my sprint immediately to go out of the threat range of the butterfly. And again, Florentino goes in. We need Florentino to actually be able to perform anything, because otherwise, as you might have seen, I'm not really that great and that strong against a butterfly. And we defeat everything here. And that is a nice triple kill for Lindis, and that's a team wipe of the other team. What's the name? Yeah, we aced them. Therefore, we have won the game right now. So yeah, check out this game if you want to see more gameplay like that. Check out the other games as well. That was just a short introduction of the new Ignis. In my opinion, from what I have played with him in the season before, or in the update before, I don't feel that the changes to be as strong as they could have been. Like, in terms of, I don't really feel a difference. I still have the feeling that he does a lot of damage if he scales up, but that is normal for a mage. But on the other hand, I don't really feel that improvement or that tweak. That's my verdict on the new Ignis. Like, it doesn't really feel that there is anything different than before. But I guess that true Ignis players will realize what they have changed and how it's gonna affect their gameplay. But for me, as a sometimes Ignis player, I don't really feel that much of a difference. So he feels alright, but not uberly strong. That's my result on Ignis after I played him in the new update. So guys, if you want to see more videos like that, or videos where I perform better, hit the subscribe button over there. That would be a pleasure to me. I'm Void of Dusk Gaming, and I bring you almost daily content on Arena of Valor. And yeah, I would love if you watch that video and if you see the other videos as well. Bye bye.